as I am come from La Via Campesina, the International Farmers Movement, I will speak first on the food and agriculture issue. And then as we are all together here in the 10th years of the World Social Forum, I also a bit speech on the forum itself. Okay, let me start with the first one on the food and the agriculture issue. I will start with 3 years ago, I think, all over the world we face and there came up the big issue on the food crisis. It seems like a suddenly new issue that is a food crisis appears all over the world. And it makes many governments, North and South, together with the UN and international organizations, even World Bank and IMF, suddenly starting to join works in the concern of how to reduce this food crisis. But actually what has happened at that time, actually that is not the problem of the lack of food productions. The problem at that time is the food price crisis. The food is there, but the problem is who control this food productions. That's what that's what the real reality actually. What I mean this is the problem of the global food system. This is not the problem of if it's the farmers cannot produce the food. This is not the problem of the lack of the food production. This is not the problem of the soil content. This is not the problem of the climate. This is not the problem of the water. This is the problem of the global food system, which is controlled in the hand of a few transnational companies. And we can show that, as my friends from Guatemala mentioned, who is the people who do not need food. All the people in the world need food. But at the same time, the food production is under control only a few of transnational companies. So we can see this is the unbalanced situation in the global food system. That's why the food crisis has happened 3 years ago. And how this is come, more or less my friends Fatima already explained. And I would like to express another issue, for example, related to this unbalance, oligopoly in the food system globally. Since 1994, if we remember, the WTO said that this is the only way. There is no alternative, they call, or STINA. There is no alternative to solve the global trade system. The only way is the WTO, the neoliberal trade liberalization. But what we saw 10 and 50 years after, there's no answer. There's no really to solve the problems of the people. The situation is like we already saw everywhere in the world. There's malnutrition. There's a lot of people losing their house. The reducing of support for the educations and also the health issue. So I think there's already broke the promise, and it's clear that this is not the real solutions for the world. And for the farmers, what it means the competitions in the global trade regimes. It means we need to, what they call is, we need to more efficient. It's more efficient, it means we need to reduce works more and more and more with using what they call as a high technology seed, high technology fertilizer, high technology chemical herbicide. And at the same time, I think there's no other governments in the south make a protections to the price of the farmers' production. So they push us to use so many kinds of inputs, but there's no any protections on the price of the farmers. So that is make as the cause of the problem of the food crisis in the global food system. And at the same time, in the name of the efficiency, the sustainable family farm, it's become not efficient anymore. That's their logic. So that's why they are more like, it's already explained how it's in Amazon area about the increasing of the land grabbing for the big transnational company. That just also happens now. So that's why in the neoliberal and capitalism said the answer to the global food crisis is the land grabbing. The food crisis has triggered a surge of private sector investment in agriculture and the global farmland system. They would like to legitimize their demand for more land for the big companies in the name of the food crisis. And I think it's not only happened in Brazil, it's also happened in my country, in Indonesia, and I think in many other countries like in Madagascar and many other countries in Africa too. So that's all that's happened with this, the food crisis. And like I said, this is more like a food price crisis. In one of the research documents, we found that who get the gain from this the crisis. First, I would like to put here this, the world's largest fertilizer corporation. For examples like Potash Corporation from Canada, Yara from Norway, Sinochem from China, and K+S from Germany. Their profit is increasing from 43% up to 141% during this 1 year of a food price crisis. And another company who gained this crisis is like Cargill, ADM, and Bunge. The three of these companies come from US. And another is like Noble Group from Singapore and any others group. Like Cargill, they're increasing their profit during 2007 to 2008. It's around 36%. And ADM around 97% of profits are increasing. So we can see it's a real, the picture of the world global food productions now. Who's control the food when majority of the people are needed the food? It's really unbalanced, what I think.